These are your evening headlines for June 6th, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Austin Pace. The mayor of Rexburg says he's ready for a conversation about a new Teton Dam. Student reporter Elise Kraut has the story.
A year from commemorating 50 years since the Teton Dam broke, Rexburg Mayor Jerry Merrill mentioned rebuilding the dam during Wednesday's city council meeting. He says there are multiple reasons why a new dam would be beneficial, but one reason stands out.
Probably the number one concern that we have and would hope to be able to get it rebuilt for would be water storage. As we grow and into the future, not only for the farmers to be able to produce the crops, but for cities to be able to grow and develop, we need water.
Another major concern is the annual flooding. There's currently no way to control the water that flows down from the mountains and through the Teton River drainage. Some years are worse than others. Merrill says flood control is a close second in importance after water storage.
If we had a dam where we could keep the water, we could release it just as we need it, then that way we can control that flooding a lot better.
Hydroelectric power is another added benefit of rebuilding the dam.
Dams, as we know, hydroelectric power is one of the least expensive types of power that you can have, and lowest carbon generating and all that kind of thing.
According to the Idaho Department of Water Resources, the dam would likely be funded by the federal government. The initial construction would be paid for upfront, and over the next 40 to 50 years, those who benefit, such as farmers, cities, and other water users, would pay back the cost to the government through usage fees. While planning has not yet started, there's one advantage.
The Teton Dam site is still actually an approved dam site from the Bureau of Reclamation. So that has not ever been revoked. Even 50 years later, it's still an approved dam site. So that would be helpful. Wouldn't have to go through that process again.
A lot of steps still remain before any actual planning can begin. Merrill estimates it will be at least 10 years before preparations of construction could realistically start. That process would include renewed environmental studies and detailed engineering reports to ensure the new dam would be built to last for generations and not fail while it fills up. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Elise Kraut.
Idaho State University has just received a seed that has traveled over 1 million miles. ISU announced in May that the museum has received a moon tree from NASA, a tree that American Falls High School also received seeds for in June of 2024. The university and the high school are two of among hundreds of locations across the country that have received one of these moon trees. EastIdahoNews.com says the tree stands as a symbol to broaden education initiatives and inspire students to ask questions about space travel. The Idaho seeds were two of more than 2,000 that were aboard the Orion spacecraft, which traveled all the way around the moon on NASA's Artemis 1 mission in November and December of 2022. The seeds have been sent to 236 locations across the United States. A 22-year-old who stabbed a man in an argument was sentenced to 4 years of probation. According to EastIdahoNews.com, Dallas Jackson of Idaho Falls was arrested in January after stabbing a man. The 22-year-old accepted a plea agreement in February. Jensen stabbed a relative's boyfriend during an argument in January. The victim said he didn't realize he had been stabbed until after the fight was over. The stab wound, which was 1 to 1.5 inches long, required 4 staples. Jensen was on probation a few years ago for a prior incident involving alcohol. Jensen's attorney says that since his arrest, the 22-year-old has gotten outpatient treatment, obtained his GED, and was working until an injury occurred in April. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for June 6th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.